Hi sweetie, so in this video I'm going to be making and reviewing Chef Derek's vegan cheese sauce. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Carmen V. Luciano and this is a Miscellaneous Vegan. So I found his YouTube by searching for vegan cheese sauce, and when I saw his YouTube, I was like, wow, he has a lot of vegan options and they look really delicious. So why not try it? And then when I scrolled back up to his banner, his YouTube banner, it read vegan food for meat eaters. So I was like, wow, so let me try this vegan sauce because it looks so good. So I did follow the recipe. These are the items that he mentions that you need to have. I did not keep the skin of the sweet potatoes. I did peel them and then I added the sweet potatoes in the water. I added the cauliflower into the water, the garlic, and the bay leaves. I mixed it up and then I put a lid on it and cooked it for about 15 minutes. After the 15 minutes, I checked to see if they were done, and of course they were tender. So then I added it into my blender at the time. And here's my son, he's coming to see what I'm making, and he was very interested. So he was excited to see how it would turn out. So then I added the rest of the ingredients into the blender. I did use all the seasonings he used, except that I used my own homemade salsa. You see in his video, I will link it below. He did say to add a little bit of salsa, and I added my homemade. And my homemade salsa is available on my YouTube. I will link it below. And now I'm just adding all of the seasoning. He did use a lot of great seasoning, so I figured it would taste really good. And he does add a lot of nutritional yeast, so you want to make sure you have enough nutritional yeast for this recipe. I added a little bit more black pepper, and this is the smoked paprika, I believe. And I'm adding about 5 tablespoons of my homemade salsa. Next, I'm adding the broth from the sweet potatoes and the cauliflower, about a cup of the broth. And I'm sprinkling a little bit of salt because the salsa is already seasoned well. So now I'm blending it. And I realized that I needed to add the cheese. I forgot to add the cheese, and there it is, the folio heart cheese. I also realized that my blender was not starting to work as it used to, and I needed a new one, but I added some more milk and it started to blend well. Eventually I did get a new blender for Christmas, so I was very happy about it. My current blender is the Ninja, and this blender here has taken me through my 5 years of veganism. And here you see that the cheese is a little thick, so I do add a little bit more milk. And there you have it. The cheese is ready and it looks really delicious, and I did taste it and it tasted really good at that time. So I'm here pouring it into a 32-ounce mason jar for myself, and then I added into other smaller mason jars for my coworkers. So here's the review. It's that this cheese tasted really good the day I made it, and I gave it to 4 other people, and only 1 other person said that they really enjoyed it. The other 3 did not mention anything about it, so I don't think they enjoyed it. I honestly want to say that this cheese tastes really well the first day you make it, but the day after, a few days later, you think it's gonna taste really good, but I really did not enjoy it as much as I did the first day. So it tastes really good when it's freshly made. And I did add the leftovers into nachos, and I made macaroni and cheese later that week, which was really good, but I really want to change the recipe because I want it to taste good a few days later. So that is my review. That is what I did with his cheese, and I hope you enjoy. I would recommend you just portion it out, that you don't make so much of the cheese. Don't make as much as I did or as Chef Derek did. Try to portion it out and make a small batch so that you can try it for yourself. Overall, I would remake this recipe without adding the follow your heart, because I feel like if you're going to make cheese, you're not going to add cheese. So I will try that recipe without the cheese and add maybe other items. I will remake this recipe, but I will suggest again, you try it for yourself and see what you think. And always remember, sweeties, be real, not perfect.